Hey, Paul. Hey, Pear. Thanks for acknowledging my question and spending so much time sharing your knowledge with others. It is my pleasure. I'm just thrilled that anybody even watches, to be quite honest. Is the FR30 a sweet spot speaker? As one person once wrote, sweet spot speakers are stupid and a result of lazy engineering. The mid-range and treble used in the FR30. Does this type of speaker have a directional sound compared to a more common mid-range and dome treble? Can you say something about it? Well, I think I'm going to take a stab here. I think what Pear is referring to is a speaker that works only in this tight little sweet spot, right? Just the center chair. You move over here and the imaging's gone, the tonal balance is off. Only right here with your the proverbial head in a vice situation where you sit there and you go, wow, this is amazing. I remember a demo once where this was on an electrostatic speaker, and sometimes those panel electrostatic speakers tend to be my version, at least what I think of as a sweet spot speaker, so direct that instead of like what we'll have a row of chairs at our demos, right? You can sit here and you can sit there or in the middle. If you're lucky, everybody vies for the middle seats, but any of the seats, it sounds good. He had a row of single seats that went front to back. There were like 8 seats. Boom, 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 boom. Not a seat to the side. And that, in my opinion, is a super sweet spot speaker. And I don't know that I would go so far as to say it's lazy engineering. It's just different engineering. It's different goals. But what makes the difference? Well, a lot of it has to do with the on and the off axis response, okay? If your loudspeaker has great on-axis response, but as soon as you start getting off axis a little bit, the frequency response changes dramatically for a number of reasons. That dictates the way you set it up and how small the sweet spot is. Because just think about this for a minute. Let's just imagine this speaker had that much area, like a beam, where it was flat, and then as it went out like this, it started dramatically changing its tonal balance. Well, in order for you to hear the speaker at its best when it has flat frequency response, you're going to have to aim that speaker right at your ears. And if you're off a little bit, then you're hearing off axis. You're hearing off to the side where it's no longer flat. So the key for those that want a wider range, less of a sweet spot dependent speaker, like the FR30, like the any of the Aspen series, Chris and I agree completely that the off-axis response has to be as flat as possible for as wide an area as you possibly can. And Chris works really hard at that. So these speakers are up to 130, 140 degrees, very wide, is flat. So you don't have to aim it. And that's why you'll notice these speakers aren't pointed right there. They're kind of going straight ahead with just a little bit of toe in. That kind of speaker doesn't have such a narrow sweet spot, which for most people is probably the best way to go. Certainly is for me. So I hope that helps. Okay, thanks, Pear. I'll talk to you later. Bye.